Hello, you gorgeous, amazing, legendary, kick-ass warriors and warrioresses. I did a video recently saying, share your number one struggles with me, tell me what you're going through, and I will sit down and record you a video and I will answer your questions, give you a bit of love, give you a little bit of motivation, a little bit of advice. I am going to bust through and do all the rest of you and answer all the rest of you that I haven't done in today's video. Otherwise, I feel like I will be here forever. Let's get them all done. Let's start with this one from UFBlocks4891. I always feel fear of missing out, FOMO. I feel like I'm missing out on fun that other people my age are having. I feel jealous seeing people I know living their life and their social media posts. My brother, I know exactly how that feels. Comparison is the thief of joy. And when we sit there and look at people's carefully manicured, carefully put together social media platform or social media profiles, we feel like we're not good enough because you are acutely aware of the things in your life that could be a little bit better. In other words, you might say you're acutely aware of your own flaws. But when you're looking at other people's social media posts, what they're showing you are the highlight reels of their life. They're showing you their best moments. Even me on this channel, I will be very open and honest and vulnerable with all of you as much as I possibly can. But you're still seeing a decent, good side of me. You know, you're not seeing me there when I wake up in the morning and I'm half awake and I'm laying there in my underwear. You know, you're seeing me after I've had a shower, I've put on some clothes, I sit down and present the best part of me that I possibly can. Even when I'm open and vulnerable, I'm still doing that in an almost, I don't know, not careful, but I'm not as vulnerable with all of you, even though I try to be, as I am with Emmy or Cam or any of my other friends or my family. You're still getting a somewhat manufactured version of me. And that is definitely the case on social media where people aren't even trying to be open and honest with you. They're definitely not trying to be vulnerable. Some people are, but most of them are not. And so if you sit there comparing yourself and looking at other people, yeah, you will feel shit. And now realize that's by design, my friend. That is what social media platforms have become. They are literally comparison vehicles where you sit there and you don't feel like you're good enough and you feel like you're not enough. And then to some extent, you will buy things on these platforms or you will watch the advertisements or you will buy products like on TikTok. There's a whole lot of people on TikTok selling a lot of stuff to try and make you feel a little bit better or like you're a better person or whatever. That's a very like lucrative industry, and I'm not saying that to be cynical, not at all. That's just what the platform is. It doesn't have to be a good thing, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but let's at least understand what it is. Social media platforms, a lot of them, literally thrive on you not feeling good about yourself. The people that have, or a lot of the people that have a lot of followers and millions of followers and all of that, they want you to feel fear of missing out because then they feel more special. That is like literally how most of Hollywood and celebrity culture and Instagram influencers and social media influencers, that's how they make money, my friend. Like literally, you thinking that they're better than you means that you will worship them and you will idolize them and you will check out their posts and read what they have to say. And you will feel like you're not good enough. And it's not just you. That is how this works. If I go on social media and I go and look at other people, yes, my brother, I feel like I'm not as good as them either. And so some things that I have done is remove the home feeds or the news feeds from every single one of my social media platforms. I've shared this a billion times, but this is my Facebook homepage. When I go to facebook.com, this is what I see. Nothing. No news feed, no advertisements, no stuff designed to make me angry or sad or feel like I'm not good enough or any of that. There's just a nice little motivational quote. How do I do that? With this extension here. It's called News Feed Eradicator. And it's on Chrome, it's on Firefox. Instagram, same shit, just the same extension, News Feed Eradicator. All I see on Instagram is a motivational quote. Great. Same as on Twitter, a motivational quote. My YouTube, empty. Nothing here on my homepage. You know, if I turn off the extension I'm using for this, then I get a whole bunch of shit that's designed for me to fucking click on it. But turn that off, boom. Nice, safe, empty little home feed. For YouTube, I use one called Unhook for YouTube. And for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I am just using Newsfeed Eradicator. But yeah, my brother, I promise what you're feeling is completely normal. You know, it's very easy to look at the supposedly perfect lives that other people are living because that's what they're presenting to you, and nothing against them. Everybody else is presenting the most perfect version of themselves online. So it's fucking terrifying to be honest and real and authentic. God knows it's been hard for me the times when I have been as honest and open as I can be. When I talked about my depression and my suicidal years, when I did that video series on the time I went to prison when I was 19, when I open up about how sometimes negative YouTube comments affect me a little bit and I let it affect me and I get a little bit down. All of these times I've opened up about this stuff, and plenty of other stuff I've opened up about, like arguments and fights that Emmy and I used to have, and doubts that I used to have, and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's very fucking terrifying. It's very scary. You're being very vulnerable with the internet, and the internet is not always a nice place. Like, I think we all kind of know that. And so people put out the best version of themselves and they want validation, they need acceptance, they're terrified. It's a very interesting world that we live in where we feel very alone. Like, that's just the nature of existence, right? We sometimes feel alone. We want other people to reassure us and tell us that we're a good person and that we're doing a great job. And that's what social media sort of relies on, that validation seeking. And so that's why people present the best version of themselves. They're just alone, and they hope that getting millions of followers or likes or any of that will make them feel a little bit less alone. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the mechanism behind that. And so, my friend, I would honestly recommend you just stop looking at social media. I don't look at social media because, yes, just like you, brother, if I go and look at some person that has 1 million followers or 2 million, then the voices in my head start saying, Andy, maybe you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you're not a good coach. Maybe you're just a stupid loser who shouldn't be doing this content. Maybe you're never going to help anyone. Yeah, I feel the same as you, bro. There's nothing wrong with you. You're literally just talking about human psychology. If I see a bunch of people that I compare myself to, then I feel like I come up short. Okay, the answer right then is stop comparing yourself. Boom, done. If you're an alcoholic and you want to quit alcohol, you don't have alcohol in the house. It's like number one smart thing that you do. I'm going to remove alcohol from the house so I'm not tempted. Remove comparison from your life so you're not tempted. Remove social media feeds. Again, they are literally there for the purpose of comparison. That is what a lot of social media is there for. I'm talking about Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. Especially like with influencer culture. Certain platforms are a little bit less than that. You could say YouTube is somewhat of a little bit more of an educational platform, but there's plenty of influencers on there that want you to feel bad, that want you to feel negative and all of that. But YouTube has a little bit more of a positive impact. Things like Spotify and music and that, I wouldn't even call them social media platforms, but they're obviously a fair bit more positive. So there's plenty of websites out there and apps and social media platforms and stuff that are a bit more positive. But if you're talking about Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, those platforms aren't bad. In fact, they're just a tool. You can use it for positive. You can use it to go and watch motivational content. There's tons of that where they don't want you to compare yourself. They'll talk you out of comparing yourself. Go follow those people. Go to those people's news feeds. Go to those people's profiles. But the general platform, and especially the algorithms on these platforms, yes, it will push comparison on you. It wants you to feel shit about yourself because then you're more likely to stay on there, because it can become weirdly addictive to feel shit about yourself and keep watching and keep viewing and keep clicking and keep spending. And eyeballs are currency, and all of you know this. So I'm not telling you something that you haven't already figured out. But yeah, my brother, if you want to let go of this comparison, then remove the fucking news feeds and stop looking at that shit, bro, and just start living the life that you want to live. You say you feel like you're missing out on fun that other people are having. All right, why don't you write a list of all the things that you would like to do? Nothing's stopping you from having fun, my friend. Nothing's stopping you from writing a list of goals and starting to work on them. But write that list, start taking baby steps, and keep going. You know the formula for success by this point. I've mentioned it hundreds of times. Figure out your goals, break it down into easy little baby steps you can start taking. Do a little bit each day, give yourself permission to suck, and keep going. That's it, my brother. But I promise there's nothing wrong with you. I promise this is like how most of us feel. So just stop comparing, bro. Remove the news feeds. All right, let's jump into the second one. Hi, Andy. It's Kevin from Melbourne. So I actually met this guy quite a few times, and I worked with him a little bit, and we went around and talked to girls, and we were friends with him He was part of our friendship group for a while, and he was very scared to talk to women, and we gave him a very big push with a lot of peer pressure over a couple of weeks, and he eventually did talk to this woman, and we were all so proud of him. We gave him like the biggest hugs, and I think he wasn't maybe super proud of himself, but we gave him the biggest fucking hug. I remember that moment. I know exactly where we were standing. He probably remembers too. We're standing outside the train station, and there was this tall, kind of like Asian hot woman. And we were like, come on, dude, like, come on. And he hesitated for so long. Like, I swear to God, we were standing there for 10 minutes and we were just like pushing him. And he's a big bodybuilder, so we couldn't physically push him. But we were like trying to push him. And then finally, he just walked over and did it. And we were like, oh my God, he's done it. Because, you know, we'd been pushing him for weeks or months. And he did it. And we were so proud of him. Holy shit. He showed so much courage. All right, Andy, it's Kevin from Melbourne. We met some years ago after meeting on the GLL forums. Since then, I've had one friends with benefits who I was on and off for almost 2 years. That's amazing. But I discovered I have erectile dysfunction, or ED, to the point where I just can't have regular sex. I just can't get hard enough to put on a condom. Fair enough. Yeah, a lot of men feel like that. I have no problem getting hard to porn, though. Yeah, a lot of men can relate to that. I should note that I wasn't physically attracted to her either. Okay, that's funny that he says that, because one of the first things I said in my performance anxiety and erectile dysfunction article is, I said it gently, but I was like, just check if you're like actually attracted to the other person. Like sometimes it's like, why won't my penis work? Why won't my penis work? And it's like, are you actually like interested in this person, like physically or maybe personality wise? Like, do you actually want to sleep with this person? And sometimes the answer is like, no. And then you're like, yeah, that might make it a little bit difficult. Sometimes I've had the same conversation with some women where they're like, you know, I dated this guy for a long time and he was a great person. He was a nice person. But like, if I'm honest, I wasn't very physically attracted to him. And so it made it really hard to orgasm and be in the mood and get wet and enjoy myself. And it's like, yeah, lack of attraction will kind of do that. So yeah, he's very self-aware enough to realize this. So he wasn't physically attracted to her either. I didn't find her totally gross either. Just a meh kind of feeling. You know, she was in her late 40s with 4 kids. Women in their late 40s with 4 kids can still be sexy little beasts, but I know what you mean. It's like you're not really feeling that attraction, and yeah, that can make it a little bit harder to get an erection or to get wet or to have an orgasm. Anyways, I've considered dating after that, and I even hired a local coach to help me. Amazing. But he suggested I tackle my porn addiction first. Yeah, maybe. Like, that might help. So I've been working with a therapist and going to SLAA. Man, amazing. Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous meetings. So I answered another one of these questions like yesterday or the day before about a guy who had, you know, a porn addiction and felt like it was giving him, or it was giving him, erectile dysfunction as well. And to him, I said the same shit. I was like, bro, go to Sex Addicts Anonymous. Dude, so cool that you were brave enough to go there. That's amazing. But I feel like I have no reason to stop porn and masturbation because I have no reason not to. Or I have no reason to, because I have no actual human partner anyway. That's kind of putting the cart before the horse, but we all sort of do this, don't we? We're like, well, I haven't got this success yet, so therefore I have no motivation to do the effort or put in the effort to get the success. And it's like, yeah, like part of how you do this is you put in the effort first and then you get the result. You know, part of how you might get a human actual partner is by letting go of the porn and working through all of that and healing yourself and going out there. So yeah, we do this sometimes. We're like, I want the result first. It's like it's porn or complete celibacy for me. Keen to hear your thoughts on this. Should I try dating even though my dick doesn't even work? I mean, there are no shoulds, brother. Like, what I would say to you if I was your coach, and it sounds like your coach has just told you what to do. Maybe not. It says he's suggested. So he's giving you suggestions. But if I was your coach, what I would say is I'd be like, what do you want to do? It's not up to me what you should do. I'm not your fucking dad. How am I going to know what would be best for your life? Only you can know that. And if you have no clue, then you just experiment. You try some things. So that's probably going to be my answer here. You know, why don't you try what he's suggested, your coach? You know, you're already paying this dude. You probably trust him to some extent. You know, do what he said. Try what he said. Try going to Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous meetings. I would basically say to you, everything that you've just said here to us and shared with us, and good job sharing. You were always a very courageous person when I knew you in person. Why don't you share this with the Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous meeting? That's what they're there for. You literally show up and you say, hey, all of you talk about a higher purpose or a higher power or having some meaning or some reason to quit this. I don't feel like I have a reason. Can you all help me? And they'll go, yeah, motherfucker, that's what we're here for. You obviously have some deep down reason, otherwise you would not be going. Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous meetings require incredible courage and vulnerability and openness. It's not like just walking into a bar and sitting down and chilling. Like, you're doing something quite confronting and can be quite challenging and difficult. That already tells you that there's some subconscious part of you that wants something more than you currently have. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing something difficult like going to Sex Addicts Anonymous, which again is very difficult, or it can be. It can be very confronting. So you obviously want something. Why don't you ask them? They're the ones that are in the best position. And more to the point, they can go back and forwards. I can't. You're very welcome to hit me up for coaching or something, and then I can go back and forwards with you. We can have a proper discussion. Why don't you ask your coach as well? Ask your coach that you're paying, because he can have a conversation with you, because, you're talking to each other, and say, Coach, I know you said let go of the porn, but like, I feel like I don't have any reason to, brother. Like, I don't have a big purpose. I feel like I don't really give a fuck about a human partner. I can take it or leave it. And I always got that sense from you when I knew you. I knew you for quite a few years. I always got that sense from you that the rest of us had this like intrinsic, almost desperate drive to work on our dating life and work on our sex life and find a partner and all of that kind of stuff and maybe get married or whatever it was that we wanted. But I always felt like you were quite happy in your own life. And so, yeah, I would ask other people, brother. I'd say, like, how come you guys have such a strong drive? Sex Addicts Anonymous, like, why do you have this strong drive to have higher meaning? Why? What is it for you? Can you guys help me find that meaning? You guys and girls, help me find that meaning. Coach, can you help me find that meaning? And again, you are welcome to hit me up for coaching, and I'll happily, work with you on that. But it might require a little bit of brainstorming, going back and forwards and having some conversations. In other words, meaning, which is what you're searching for here, like a higher meaning, a higher purpose, a higher reason, that might take a little bit of time to tease out of you. It might take the next 6 months. It might take the next year. Who fucking knows? Sometimes you're just doing it on blind faith that things will improve. Like, maybe you have no meaning, but you're just like, I'm not super happy in my life now. And maybe if I let go of some of this porn or do it a little bit less, maybe I'll be slightly happier. Who knows? Let's just see. Let's say fuck it and try it and see what happens. I have no expectations of what will happen. I'm just curious. No expectations, only curiosity. Maybe you try it and something beautiful happens, and then you go, oh shit, that was the reason I was doing this, We don't always need to know exactly the reason why we're doing something, other than we hope, or we have some faith, or we're just praying. We're just going to see if it makes us a little bit happier. So, yeah, as for your question, like you said, should I still try dating even though my dick doesn't work? You're allowed to if you want to. Or you're allowed to, let go of porn if you want to. Do whatever you want. Do whatever's calling to you. Both options would be beautiful pathways. If you do try dating even though your penis doesn't work, follow the video that I released previously. This video here, it's called Porn-Induced Erectile Dysfunction is Ruining My Life. And it was another person who left a comment, just like you, and he was talking about all of the porn-induced erectile dysfunction, how he felt like it was holding back his love life. And I gave him a whole bunch of advice. And the main thing that I said is, your penis isn't the only part of you. You're sort of objectifying yourself. We do this as men, don't we? We objectify ourselves down to just a penis, and we say, that's all I am, that's all I have to offer. I'm just a cock and balls and nothing else. And if my penis isn't hard, then I can't pleasure a woman. But you have a really beautiful opportunity here to practice your foreplay and become a foreplay god and learn connection that doesn't involve your penis. And maybe your penis gets hard and shows up one day, and maybe it doesn't. But you can be very honest with women about that and say, hey, I have severe ED. It's something I'm working on. Do you want to date me or have a casual, sexual relationship with me, knowing that my penis won't or might not show up? But we'll do other stuff. We can explore each other's bucket list. I can learn how to pleasure you. We can be very intimate. We can try kink. We can try BDSM. We can do all sorts of kinky, crazy, fun things. My dick might not be hard. Are you okay with that? Some women will say, hell no, I want a hard penis. Other women will say, I guess we can see what happens. Other women will go, you know what? That actually sounds cool. I'm sick of guys just focusing on their cock and being so cock obsessed that all they think about is their dick. They shove their dick in, they fuck for 2 minutes, they come, and it's all over. I'm actually looking for a man that wants to spend a bit of time on foreplay and make me feel good and play with some sex toys and play with some vibrators and explore some kinky shit. Maybe tie me up and blindfold me and give me a massage for an hour or two and have me on the edge of orgasm and, blow my fucking mind with some roller coaster sex that doesn't involve his penis. I'd like that. There are quite a few women that will say that they like that. I've met quite a few women because I've gone through my own erectile dysfunction, and I talk about that, in this video here. So I would recommend you go back and watch that. But yeah, at the end of the day, do whatever you want. Keep dating and just focus on not your penis and be very open and honest about that. Or put all your time into, the Sex Addicts Anonymous group. That can be an incredibly helpful, useful thing because they will raise you up and help you care about yourself and get you to focus on higher meanings. And if you don't know what the higher meaning is right now, ask them. Ask them for help, ask your coach for help, or take a leap of faith and just say, I'm going to take a leap of faith and I have no expectations. And let's just see if this group and all of the stuff I'm doing with no fap and no porn, let's just see if it makes me a happier person. If it doesn't, cool. At least I tried it and now I know. If it does make me happier, that'll be cool too. All right, on to the next one. Hey, Andy, this is Sebastian. So you might remember me from our coaching call a month ago. I'm having trouble right now figuring out what I want to do after I complete university. You and a lot of people, my friend. I am in my last year studying computer science. Awesome. I studied computer science for about 2 years and then I dropped out. That was like when I was depressed and suicidal. So there was like basically no way I was going to make it through a full degree. I was just like agoraphobic. I stopped going to classes. I basically got suspended for a year and they were like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm depressed and suicidal. And they were like, okay, we'll give you a 1 year break. And then I just never went back. And I kind of canceled the degree after, 2 years of them giving me a mental health break. A lot of peers around me are applying for jobs and doing interviews, but for some reason, I do not want to do it. I do not believe I am good enough to become a software engineer or that someone would even hire me. Okay, so what I would start teasing out here, my friend, I know I haven't read your whole post, but you go on to talk about imposter syndrome. So when you say, I do not want to do it, and then you say, I don't believe I'm good enough, which one is it? Like if I say to you, what do you want to do? Like ignore your limiting beliefs and stuff for a second here. What do you actually want to do? Like what is your heart calling out to you? Is your heart saying, no, dude, like I really do want to apply for jobs? I know I said I don't want to do it. I do. I'm scared. Like if that's the truth, then what you want is to apply for the jobs and you're just scared. So now we work through your fears. That's like one thing. Or if you say, you know what, dude, I think I just did this degree because I thought I should. That's why I went to university. Me, Andy, I thought I should. I just did computer science because I already knew how to do a little bit of programming and I liked computers because I could be by myself and be alone and be sad and depressed. I didn't really give a fuck about university. I definitely didn't really give a fuck about computer science. I was just doing it because I thought I should. I was supposed to. I thought I had to. And so if that's the same thing for you and you don't really want to go and work in these jobs, then don't, bro. Work a job that you want to do. Go work at McDonald's and be happy. That would be better than being a computer science or a fucking software engineer. That would be better than coding but being unhappy. Like better to be at McDonald's and love your life than to be a computer scientist or a coder who fucking hates every single day and wakes up with resentment in his heart and feels like it's a chore and a grind. The world has enough people that have sold out their soul and condemned themselves to misery and suffering because they think they have to. You don't need to be one more of those people. So I would get very clear about what it is that you actually want because, you're going on to say, I believe I do not deserve to be here at all. Like it isn't quite clear. Maybe I'll keep reading. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pause the video and read the rest of what you wrote. Okay, I paused the video and I went on to read the rest of what you wrote. And you said, I'm not sure if software engineering is for me. I hate pretending that I care about the company I'm talking to. I hate doing all the dick sucking of messaging recruiters. You don't have to do that, but I hate leak coding. Okay, if you hate leak coding, bro. So anyone who knows anything about computer science or coding, like writing software, like programming, any of you, which is going to be a lot of you because a lot of you are nerds like me, any of you who know what this means. So for anyone who doesn't, leak coding is essentially like a fun little competition, like with challenges and rewards and prizes and stuff like that, where you do like coding challenges. And so you'll write some code, you'll write some software or some program to do something, and you have to do it in a set amount of time. And there's big challenges and you get rewards, like I said, and you can sometimes work on a team or by yourself. It's like literally doing coding, but in a really fun, competitive, kick-ass, amazing way with rewards and shit. If you hate that, which is like gamifying the idea of coding, it's like the most fun type of coding that you could ever do. If you hate that, yeah, you don't like coding. Like that would be the equivalent of if I was like, I have to go and I don't know, me, a coach right now. It would be like if I was like, I really fucking hate sitting there and listening to someone's problems and then, seeing them chase their dreams and then seeing them get that payoff of success. And then I hate having to sit there and listen to how they succeeded. I hate having to hear the gratitude that they give me of like, wow, Andy, thanks for helping me. Oh, I hate seeing them win. I'm so sick of like seeing these people get that big payoff at the end. I hate it. I can't stand it. I can't stand pretending to care about people's happiness and joy. Then coaching is not for me, right? I think we would all agree with that. So my brother, if you hate leak coding, then you don't like programming. Like, I think that's a fair statement. Maybe you would say, no, I like programming, but I don't like the competitive nature of leak coding. You already know you can do leak coding without the competitiveness of it. You can just do the challenges that people were doing, but don't worry about like the competition side of it. So if you hate leak coding, you probably don't really love coding as much as you might want to if you're going to take a fucking career in it, brother. And again, maybe there's some exceptions to that, but you're saying you hate everything. You hate interviews. You don't want to go through the interview process again. Well, you kind of need to if you're going to get a job. You hate interviewing. You hate pretending you care about companies. You hate messaging recruiters. You hate thanking them afterwards. So you hate gratitude. You hate leak coding. I'm not sure if software engineering is for me. Yeah, it's not. What do you mean? I think you already know this, dude. You're like, I fucking hate literally every step that is required to become this job, to get this job. And then I hate the things that you do once you get this job. Yeah, brother, you don't want to be a coder, and that's okay. Don't worry about that feeling that you're probably going to have of like sunk cost fallacy. But I went to university. I'm just going to throw all of that away. Yeah, as opposed to what? Doing a job that you fucking hate and wasting the next 10 or 20 years? You already decided, or you already know in your heart that you don't really enjoy this. Are you now going to spend the next 10 years doing something that you don't enjoy just because you're like, I don't want to waste the opportunity? Fucking waste it, bro. Like, don't waste the next 10 years. It's not even a waste. You've learned a lot of things in college. You probably had fun in college. And if you didn't, cool. That's great motivation to go out there and have fun right now. Nothing is wasted, bro. So you go on to say, here we go. Here's you talking about what you want, my man. My ultimate dream is to start a business with my father. Beautiful. Do that. All right. Coaching is over. I've told you everything. Done. You're done. You don't need anything from me, brother. My ultimate dream is to start a business with my father, building a real estate empire. Does he want to do that? You say I worked with him on projects. I'd love to have him quit his current labor-intensive job. Have you asked him? Like, ask him, obviously. Like, make sure he wants to do it too. But, like, that sounds great, dude. My ultimate dream. Okay, why aren't you working on your ultimate dream? Why are you doing a bunch of bullshit you don't give a fuck about? Quit right now, dude. Like, the answer is so obvious here. If you're in my coaching group, like, straight up, if you're one of my coaching clients, all of us would be like, hey, bro, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want? And you already answered it. You'd say, my ultimate dream is to start a business with my father. And we'd be like, great, what do you need to do to make that happen? And you'd be like, but I can't, my obstacles are money. No, stop. Don't give a fuck what your obstacles are. What do you need to do to make it happen? And you'll go, okay, well, like, how could I start that right now? Well, the first step would be to talk to my dad. The second step might be to start building some stuff and fuck around with tiny little projects and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Start on that right now. Like, we will get you to start on this immediately, dude. Like, stop looking for excuses, which is what this statement is. The one obstacle is your own limiting beliefs. Anyway, go on to say the original plan was for me to go to university. Brilliant. You tried that. You fucking hate it. So move on to a next plan. Like, this is such an obvious, dude, if you're in the coaching program, we would solve this shit for you in like 2 milliseconds. Get a 6-figure salary as a software engineer. Great. That was your plan. You just said you fucking hate that. You hate every step of it. You don't want to do that. You can't imagine doing that. This is so far from your ultimate dream. Okay, cool. So you tried it. You did a really beautiful job of getting to this point. Amazing, dude. Now go do something else. I just do not believe in myself. No, bro, you believe in yourself. You just don't believe in your ability to do something that you fucking don't enjoy. Yeah, I don't have that ability either. It's called not being a fucking retard, You basically I'm not fucking retarded enough to force myself to do something I don't enjoy. I don't believe in myself. No, bro, you believe in yourself a lot. If anything, you believe that you deserve to live a life of abundance and joy, or more to the point, you're allowed to. You believe that you're allowed to do things that bring you joy. You have plenty of belief in yourself, bro. What you don't believe in is your ability to be fucking miserable for the rest of your life, which it sounds like this would be misery, I fucking hate this and I hate every step of this and this is not for me and it's gross and it's not my ultimate dream. I don't like it. Great. You figured out what you don't like. Now let's work towards what you do like. I'm not sure if it's because I suck at programming. Bro, you've been to university for several years. If you didn't get decent at programming at this point, and more to the point, if you didn't fall in love with it, why the fuck would you keep doing it? You live in I'm assuming Western country, bro. You live in, yeah, you do. You live in the United States. Bro, you live in a fucking Western country. And this applies to people not in a Western country too, but especially in a Western country, bro. We are so fucking, have this beautiful gift that we can just quit anything and start something else. The American dream, baby. Like, you do not live in a country where it's like, I need to work out in the rice fields to earn my $1 a day so that I can feed my family of 10. Like, that's not you, brother. You have complete fucking freedom. And you would be selling yourself short, and you would be dishonoring yourself, and you would be probably chaining yourself and hurting yourself if you do programming just because you think you should, you know? I might not really enjoy it. Bro, you live in a Western country. Use that beautiful gift and do things that you want to do, or I will give you permission. You're allowed to do what you want to do. I sit here in front of you doing what I want to do on everything, as long as it's something that doesn't hurt other people. That's my only requirement. I do whatever the fuck I want every day, bro. I even did a video series on this. Go watch this series. 3-part series just called I Broke All the Rules and It Made Me a Success. Here's part 1. Here's part 2. I broke all the rules and it's probably why you like me. Here's part 3. I broke all the rules and it brought me inner peace. Go do what you want to do, my bro. Like, again, there's a book that I talk about a lot. This book here, one of my favorite books of all time. Literally, this is like on my top 3, maybe top 5 list of any book I've ever read in my life. It's called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. And it was written by this woman who cared for a lot of people as they were dying. Like, she literally held their hand as they died, and she looked after them in their last few weeks or months on this earth. And the number one regret that just kept coming up with people was, I wish I had lived a life more true to myself instead of the life others wished for me. And so, in other words, I wish I'd done what I fucking wanted to and been brave enough to take a chance and take a risk, Again, like this 3-part series that I keep bringing up, I broke all the rules and it made me happier. It made me successful. It's probably the reason why you like me, because I'm someone that's brave enough, and it does require bravery. It's quite scary at first. I'm brave enough to do what I want to do, even if other people judge me for that. And they definitely fucking will. Even if other people try and talk me out of it, and they probably will. Even if people criticize me, and probably they will. So live that life that's true to you, my brother. I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to get scholarships and grants from the government. I'm not sure what to do. You are sure what to do. You already know. Like, go into the bathroom, look into your own eyes in the mirror, bro. Like, take away any influence from me, because I just have an opinion on this, bro. I'm biased. Like, ignore my opinion. Ignore what your dad thinks you should do. Ignore what university and the government thinks you should do. Definitely ignore what your guilt and your shame is telling you that you should do. Ignore what your fucking fears are telling you that you should do, because fear is never rational and it will always play it safe. Our fears want us to just sit at home and put a big doona or a blanket around ourselves and just hide away from the world and self-medicate and never go outside, because outside is scary. Our fears want us to never talk to women or never talk to men or never do any of that shit because it's scary. Your fears just want you to play it safe, but that won't lead to happiness, and it definitely won't lead to a life of abundance and joy. So ignore your fears, ignore your guilt and your shame and your all of that stuff. Ignore other people's opinion. Ignore me. Go into the bathroom, look into your own eyes in the mirror and say, what do you want? You might have to repeat that 100 times. You might have to get out a big piece of paper and start brainstorming and work through your fears and let go of them and say, no, without my fears, without my doubts, without my limiting beliefs, who would I be? Who do I want to be? Or you can play the game and say, what advice would I give to my best friend? Everything you've written here, if your best friend wrote all of this, what would you say to your best friend? You'd probably, well, actually, I don't want to bias that. So whatever you would say to your best friend, that advice is for you to hear. That advice is for you. You can also say, what would my ideal self do? Like the version of me who's just a badass warrior and he's brave and he's courageous and he doesn't worry about what other people think and he doesn't worry about his own fears and doubts. He just takes action and he lives the life that he wants to live. What would that person say to you right now? Or what would that person do? I do this with myself all the time. I'm like, what would my ideal self say? Or you can pick someone that you respect. If that's me, beautiful. I'm grateful for that. Isn't that nice? Pick me. Or if it's someone else that you really respect, or maybe it's your dad or whoever it is that you really look up to, think, what would that person do in this situation? And just do that. I do this all the time. I think about my mentors and my people that I respect and admire and who've done things that I want to do, I go, what would that person do? And most of the time it's like, oh, fucking hell, I know exactly what they'd do. I'm just scared to do that myself because it's probably scary. And it was probably scary for them too. I'm telling you right now, it was scary for me to do everything I've ever done. It's been fucking terrifying, bro. So I understand the fear. Another final thing you can do is you can say, what would my 80-year-old self say to me right now? My 80-year-old self who's done all of his goals and achieved everything and he's happy and he's peaceful and he's sitting there in his little old rocking chair, like rocking back and forwards like this. And he's like, let me tell you a thing or two, young timer, young fella. Back when I was your age, I used to be very afraid too, but I've learned a thing or two about life and, I've achieved all my goals and I've got my beautiful wife and my grandkids and, whatever it is that you want. I got my millions of dollars in the bank and my Lamborghini, whatever the fuck it is that you think you want, right? Whatever you think will bring you some happiness. He's achieved all that shit and he goes, let me tell you what to do, young man. You're sitting there worrying about university and you want to start this business with your father. Here's what I would say. And then whatever that 80-year-old perfect version of you who's achieved all his goals, whatever he would say to you, you already kind of know it's probably what you want to do. He's probably giving you pretty fucking solid advice. He's walked the walk. He's the hypothetical you who's perfect. And so whatever that hypothetical perfect you or that ideal self or that older you who's happy would tell you to do, bro, that's a pretty good place to start. That might take you a few weeks and months to figure out. You might have a lot of fear and doubt there. There might be a lot of feelings of like, I can't fucking do this. I'm very happy to coach you through that if you'd want to. Like, that's an option. You can also grab my Play to Win video course. And this chapter is probably the most relevant one to you. All the chapters are pretty relevant to your situation, but this one especially. Like, how do I overcome my fears and my limiting beliefs and my doubt? That's your fucking question, brother. So if you don't have a copy of the Play to Win video course, my goodness, man, grab that course right now. You pay whatever you want, pay $1 for it. But all of your question is, how do I overcome my own self-doubt? How do I overcome my fear? How do I let go of my limiting beliefs? Just grab the video course, my brother. But yeah, you're doing a good job. And your final sentence of, I am not sure what to do. No, like you will be sure what to do if you allow yourself the space to ask you instead of me. You're asking me, and lots of the time you guys and girls do ask me questions. I told you to. I said, tell me what you're struggling with and ask me. But my answer for everyone, we literally joked about this on my on the group coaching call a couple of days ago. Cam said, guys, whatever you ask Andy, he is always going to give the same general answer, which is, what do you think? What do you want to do? What do you think the right answer is for you? Why don't you ask you? Why are you asking me? I'm just some fucking retard on the internet. My entire purpose and mission with my coaching and my content and all of that is to hold up a big mirror to you and hold it up there in front of you and reflect it back to you. I want to know what you think. I want to know what you want to do. I want to know what your ideal self would do. I want to know what your 80-year-old self would tell you to do right now. I want to know what you would tell your best friend. Like, what advice would you give? Again, any advice that we give for others was for us to hear. I did a podcast quite a while ago called, it's over on my Spotify channel. It's not on the YouTube channel. On my Spotify called, You Already Have the Answer Inside of You. You do. You just never thought to look there. That was the last place you ever thought to look. Because in your mind, there's often a lot of doubts and insecurities and fears and different ideas and concepts. And it feels like a confusing place. But if you learn the tools, and that's kind of what I'm here for, to teach you the tools. If you learn the tools of how to ask yourself properly, like I'm going to ask myself what advice I'd give to my best friend, or I'll ask my ideal self, or I'll ask my 80-year-old version of me. Like, I'll ask me, but I'll use these different tools and techniques to ask me in a better way. When you actually ask yourself, you guys and girls have all the fucking answers. You just think that you don't. I did this on the group coaching call a couple of days ago. There was a guy who was asking me a question, and I just kept turning it back on him. And he kept saying, I can't, I don't know. And he got almost frustrated with me and the rest of the group. And he was at this point where he's like, I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know. And I was like, why don't, for half a second, you shut your fucking mouth and stop saying, I don't know. Zip it. Don't fucking say, I don't know. I said it to him nicer than this, but I was like, stop saying, I don't know. And you are not allowed to speak until an actual answer comes up. And we will happily sit here in silence with you for 5 or 10 minutes. You're just too busy fucking running your mouth and saying, I don't know. That's you here. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. Shut up for half a fucking second to let the answer actually come to you. There's a really good quote from Mother Teresa. In the silence of the heart, God speaks. And you might not believe in God, fair enough. I don't necessarily use that word, but If you shut your fucking mouth, in the silence, the answer might actually have a chance to pop up. But we're so busy saying, I don't know, I'm confused, I'm lost, I don't know, tell me what to do, Andy, help, I need help, I don't know what to do. Shh, shh, shush, shut up. And it can be hard. I struggle with it too. I have a very ADHD mind at times. It's like, shut the fuck up, stop, zip it, don't talk, and just wait for the answer to come up. And sometimes you need to sit there for 5 minutes. Sometimes you sit there for 15 minutes. And, to get back to the story, the coaching client on the group coaching call that we just did, when he finally shut his fucking mouth for half a second, he did sit there in silence for about 30 seconds. And he probably felt very awkward. And I could see him wanting to talk a few times, but he held himself back. And then finally, he gave an answer. And I was like, that's a pretty good answer, my bro. Holy shit. And then he talked a little bit more and he gave a second answer. And I was like, holy fuck. So it wasn't true. You were full of shit when you said you don't know. You were so fucking full of shit, bro. None of us helped you. We just sat here in silence. We just gave you the space to actually shut your fucking mouth for long enough for the answer to actually come up. And it did. It always does. Everyone I've ever done this with, if I can just get them to shut the fuck up for half a second, and the mind sometimes doesn't want to shut up. It wants to just say shit. But no, I don't know. I don't know. Shut the fuck up. You're banned from saying, I don't know. And just fucking try. Try and see if an answer comes up. Shut up for long enough to let an answer come to you. And it does. It always does. It always 100% does. And it might not be the answer that you end up sticking with. Like the answer that first came up for you, this guy was like, okay, I'm going to go to university and try this college thing. Try this like degree. You tried it. It wasn't what you wanted. Now you try something else. Good. Like you can't predict the future, but it at least gives you a good starting place. If you shut up for long enough and say, what do I actually want to do? What does my ideal self think? What would I tell my best friend? Any of those techniques to get you to actually listen to yourself, listen to your voice, and listen to that inner knower inside of you, that part of you that knows the answer, you're just scared, or knows what you want to try next. You don't know if it's going to work out, but you know what you want to try next, but you're scared to start down that pathway. You just actually fucking shut up and listen. The answer's there. Like, you guys and girls don't need me. I did a video about this recently. This video here, look at that thumbnail. You don't need me. And I crossed my little face out. Take action, don't consume content. You don't have to watch my content. In other words, you don't have to sit there and wait for Daddy Andy to give you the answer. So many of you do. And fair enough, you can keep asking me, but I'm just going to keep telling you the same answer each time, which is going to be, why don't we ask you? Like, how am I supposed to know what the right answer is for your life? I'm not your fucking dad. I don't know what's right for you. How could I ever know that? Even if I did know, I don't want the fucking responsibility. You'll just blame me if it doesn't go the way that you want it to. So, nah, son, take responsibility, take ownership. It's up to you. No one comes and takes responsibility for me, Andy, my life. I do that myself. So my mission here is to give all of you the tools to take a bit more responsibility and ownership of your own life, because you ultimately feel a lot better if you take responsibility rather than expecting an expert or a guru or whatever you want to call me, expecting gurus and experts to control your life. And lots of people want to. There are lots of self-proclaimed experts and gurus and people like that would love to fucking control your life. But then at the first sign of it not going the way that you want, the first sign of unhappiness, they'll run away and be like, I'm not fucking taking responsibility for that. So I'd rather just be upfront and honest with you and tell you from the start, I'm not taking responsibility for your life. That's your fucking job. So I'm here to help you with that. And to be very clear, you asking for help, you guys and girls asking for help, that is taking responsibility. Like, you posting all of this is the first step in responsibility. So you've done a great job here, my brother, of taking responsibility. Now let's just work on asking you, like, what do you think? Go stand in front of the mirror and say, what do I want? What advice would I give my best friend? What would my ideal self say? You can even have a dialogue if you want to. I've had a couple of coaching clients that have done this. You literally have a dialogue with your old self. Like, play it out in your mind or write it down if you want to. Imagine you're talking to some 80-year-old man who's you, like the perfect version of you, who's achieved all his goals, and have a conversation with him. Be like, hey, old man, hey, old me, I'm fucking scared. And he's like, of course you are. I know. I'm you. I remember being scared at your age. Of course you're scared, bro. You don't know how life is going to go, but I'm 80 and everything worked out the way that I wanted it to. And I'm happy and grateful and full of love and all of that. I'm telling you, it'll be okay. Just trust me. And if you don't trust me, that's fine. No matter what happens, nothing you do is going to stop you from success. You're too far deep into this shit. You care too much. You're going to have that beautiful life of abundance and joy. And if you're even here, you're going to seek it. So don't stress, bro. You'll get there. Even having that conversation might make you feel a little bit better. But you're doing a good job. Good job opening up. Just go ask yourself what you want and what you'd like to do next. All right, this next one by Jordan is a very big one. So I think what we'll do is kind of blitz through this rather than, stopping and starting a whole bunch of times. I'll do my best to keep this relatively concise. Maybe I'll give you like 20 minutes of advice. Otherwise, we'll be here for hours and I will be a tired little boy. So Jordan says, thanks, Andy. Really appreciate this and the positive yet constructive nature of your content. How'd you do a blue love heart, brother? I've only seen the red ones and the black ones. How'd you fucking do that? That's cool shit, dude. I want to learn to do that. You got some advanced techniques there, brother, with your love hearts. He's mastered all the elements. He's mastered air, water, fire, earth. Fucking legend. Blue love heart. For me, dating and relationships. So that's his biggest struggle. Virgin, kissless, and only ever been on 2 dates that went nowhere. You say only ever been on 2 dates, bro. Let's celebrate those 2 dates. That's fucking amazing, my brother. The fact you've been on 2 dates as a guy who's a virgin and who hasn't kissed anyone, that's incredible. You obviously got a big pair of steel balls on you to even go out on a date. I wouldn't be focusing on only 2 dates or they went nowhere. It feels like something important has been missing. No, brother, all this missing is that you just haven't done it more. That's it. There's nothing missing, nothing wrong with you. There's nothing broken. I'll tell you that right now before I've even read the rest of your post. I don't need to. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to go talk to more women. That's it. Or don't. You don't need to. You don't have to talk to women if you don't want to. Either go to an escort, then you won't be a virgin. Go talk to more women, and then eventually you won't be a virgin. Go on dating apps and improve yourself like I put in the free Tinder guide. Take better pictures, improve your skills. You'll suck at the start. That's okay. Take baby steps. Go talk to more women. Play the numbers game. Eventually, some of them will date you, kiss you, hold your hand, sleep with you. If you make a move and tell them that you want to do those things. All of that, that's it. There's nothing wrong with you, bro. You just haven't talked to enough women. As a 31-year-old man, I feel I have many things in my life I've achieved or overcome that I'm proud of. See, you're already a fucking ass-kicking warrior, bro. Like, you're already a fucking badass, bro. You're just saying that you're a loser just because you haven't had this success. It would be like if I said, I'm a fucking loser because I haven't finished a marathon. I haven't completed a marathon, so I'm lazy and pathetic and unlovable, and there's something missing. And then someone goes, yeah, but how many marathons have you entered? Well, 2, and I didn't really train for them a lot. People would go like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just enter another 50 marathons and you'll finish one of them. Oh, really? But I thought something was missing. Yeah, you just haven't done enough marathons. That's it. But I don't walk around with the label of like, this is why I'm cautious of the label of like virgin or incel. I'm kissless. Like, when we make it a label and we get wrapped up in it, same as like I'm autistic or I have ADHD, I'm neurodivergent. When we label ourselves with these things, we make it a big part of our identity, and that can be hard to let go of. It's almost like a weird comfort, because it keeps us safe. We don't have to go out there. We get to tell ourselves the story of like something very important is missing. I'm broken. No, bro, I wouldn't be broken. There wouldn't be something very important missing if I hadn't won a marathon. It just means I haven't entered enough marathons. If I don't have a job, there's nothing wrong with me. Just go apply to more jobs. Maybe lower my standards with the jobs a little bit, or raise my skills and get a degree and all of that, and then go apply to more jobs, or be willing to work a job that I previously said was beneath me. You could take that same thing and be like, you know what? I'm willing to sleep with an escort. If that's something you want to do, you don't have to, but I'm willing to do that so I can let go of this label of virgin. Like, it's willingness. That's what you're missing right now. Playing the numbers game. Be willing to go out there and face rejection 100 times, and then you'll sleep with someone. Be willing to go on a date and look like an idiot because you don't know what you're doing and you're nervous and you're inexperienced. Then you'd have sex. Be willing to be honest and open and vulnerable, even though you're scared, and say, I'm a 31-year-old and I haven't had sex. Yeah, that might require some confidence, some courage, not confidence, but some courage and some letting go. But you're unwilling right now. I say this all the time. You're not a virgin because anything's wrong with you. You've just been unwilling so far to do the steps that are required to lose your virginity. The same way that if I haven't finished a marathon, I'm not a loser. There's nothing missing. I just haven't been willing to do the steps that are required to finish a marathon, to complete a marathon. The training, the practice, getting your mental health right, entering a few marathons, getting some support. Maybe I need support. Maybe you need support. You're welcome to come to the coaching. Maybe you need a support group of other people. Maybe you need an internet forum. Who fucking knows? But the steps that are required, action that is required to happen in order for you to lose your virginity, you just haven't done that. That might sound clinical and autistic, but yes, that's how the universe and life seems to work, right? Do the steps, you get the result. Deserving or Am I worthy, or is there something missing? Am I broken? None of that shit matters. It's all just a bunch of like random mentation and self jerking off. It's self-indulgence, bro. It's a lot of self-indulgence that we love to get involved in. Maybe there's something missing. Maybe I'm special. You just haven't done the steps. In fact, it's that narcissistic part of us that says, maybe something's different with me. Maybe I'm broken. I'm extra fucked up. Maybe I don't deserve. That's self-indulgence, bro. It's narcissism. You're really not that special. And so what every other 30-something-year-old has done on my channel, I've done enough fucking interviews with 30-something-year-old virgins who came to the coaching program, lost their virginity when they really didn't think they deserved to. They thought something had always been missing. They thought they were broken, fucked up, unlovable, unworthy, all of that. They lost it, but you think you're special. You think there's something missing. You're not. Like, it's just such a boring story too. Like, if I'm honest, bro, it's just so boring. It's such a like narcissistic story. And I'm not calling you a narcissist, in case that's not clear. But it is a narcissistic part of us that wants to say that we're special. How do I know that? Because I was depressed for a bunch of years. I did a video on this. This video here at the top, just search my channel for depression. And I talked about how depression can sometimes stray into arrogance or be a form of arrogance or narcissism. I said I would know I was depressed for like 8 or 9 years. And I talk about how I thought I was special. I thought there was something extra fucked up with me, and other people had been to therapy and counseling and taken antidepressants and all of that. And they had healed their life. But for me, I was extra fucked up. They could all do that, but not me. I was basically othering myself. I was saying I'm an other from them. I'm different from them. I'm special in a bad way. Like I'm negatively special. I'm like anti-special. And so depression can stray into that arrogance. And if you do end up watching that video, again, the video, just search for depression. It's called Depression Can Be a Form of Arrogance. Be gentle with yourself when you watch that. And maybe I could have been a little bit more gentle with you here, right now. But yeah, I hear this story so many hundreds of times that every now and then I'm just like, I can't be bothered today. I don't have a lot of patience today. I think I'm being relatively patient with you, but I understand that you're in a place of pain and doubt and suffering and all of that, man. But yeah, you're like the 100th, maybe 200th, 30-something-year-old virgin that I've worked with. You're not special. Like, you're just not. Every single one of them talked exactly like you. And after you hear it several hundred times, it just starts to become a very boring story. It's like I've read this story so many times, bro. And I care about you as an individual, obviously. That's why I'm recording you this video, or this section of this video. I clearly care about you, but yeah, your story is just like everyone else, bro. You're not that special. Even though there's that part of us that likes to point to the fact that we're a virgin and say, see, I am special. I'm especially fucked up. No, bro, you just didn't talk to enough women. You already went on 2 dates. Cool. If you'd been on 20 dates, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If you just put yourself in this situation of being on 20 dates with 20 different women, if you gave yourself that opportunity, you would accidentally have sex. How do I know that? Because it's what every other fucking coaching client of mine has done. That's all I ever did. How did I achieve all of the goals I achieved? I just played the numbers game. I wasn't good at it. More times than not, I failed or made a mistake. Not that there are failures or mistakes. They're learning lessons, but I put myself out there. I have failed more times than you have even tried. Something that one of my other coaches, Cam, my good friend, he said this yesterday on our group coaching call, or the day before yesterday on our group coaching call. One of the guys said, I'm swiping on 2 or 3 girls on Hinge a day. And I feel like I'm just not getting the results I want. I feel like something's missing. Maybe I'm not attractive. Maybe I'm not good enough. The same stuff you're saying. And he's an inexperienced guy. He hasn't had sex in like 5 years or something. I don't know how long, like multiple years. And he hasn't had a lot of experience. And he's in his 30s and he has doubts just like you, right? Basically what you just wrote here, that's him. It feels like something is missing with me. It feels like I'm broken or I'm not good enough, or I'm like, there must be something I'm not aware of. Maybe I am ugly or I'm unlovable. The doubts creep in. And what Cam said to him is, bro, you've done a really good job for talking to 2 women a day, but that's like fucking nothing, bro. Like, talk to 200 women a day. Like Andy, when he was going crazy with his dating life, was messaging like messaging like 300 women a day on like OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, Bumble, Tinder. I don't know if Hinge was a thing when I first started, but I was even going on like Craigslist and shit and just like fucking everywhere, boys and girls. I was just messaging anyone that I possibly could, as often as I possibly could. and just being like, hi, would you like to date me? Hi, would you like to have sex with me? Hi, would you like to get a drink? Hi. Like, it's just fucking spamming people. I was going outside and talking to them too. I was approaching, a bunch of women, like 10 or so a day. For a while there, I was only able to do one approach a day. So I just dedicated myself to that. Bro, you're not doing that. I know you're not doing that, or we wouldn't be having this conversation. You're doing a good job, and you go on to say all the things that you have done, and we'll read some of them out in a second and celebrate those, because you've done a lot of beautiful stuff. I'm sort of skim reading down here. You've done some great shit, my bro. You've done a lot. But you're not talking to 50 or 100 or 200 women a day. You're not going outside and approaching at least one woman a day every day for a year. Like, throw yourself into a 365-day project, bro. Go meet one woman. You can meet people if you want to. It doesn't have to be just women. Go meet strangers and go make friends with one stranger a day, or say hello to one stranger a day for 365 days. You'll change your fucking life, bro. You'll actually get laid. Accidentally get laid. Or go in the dating apps and message 200 women on Hinge and actually send them a message. Don't just swipe. Pay for Hinge Premium so you can message people first, like preemptively before you match with them. Message 200 women a day. When you run out of matches, delete and remake your profile with some slightly different pictures so you might get some different matches. Do it again. If you need to, move to a bigger city. Use all the dating apps. Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, fucking every other dating app that you can think of. Go outside and talk to at least one woman a day. 10 would be better. If you can talk to like 30 to 50 women a week, boom. But you're not playing the numbers game right now. And we often like have this unrealistic view or unrealistic idea of what the numbers game actually is. And we're like, I went on 2 dates, but they didn't go anywhere. 2 dates, bro, go on 200 dates and then come back to me. And you might be like, that's overwhelming. Yeah. Break it down into tiny little baby steps. Do what you can do right now. What you can do right now might be, I can't even go outside and hit on women, bro. I'm too scared. Okay, great. Walk around, try and smile at women. Dude, I can't do that. I'm too scared. Okay, cool. Break that down even further. Walk around thinking about smiling at women. Imagine it in your head until you build up the confidence to smile at a few of them. Then you'll make that a habit and you build up the confidence to actually say hello to a few of them and just give them a compliment. Then you work up the courage to say, hey, by the way, are you single? You're really pretty. Are you single? Would you like to go on a date with me? You work up the courage to do that. You go on some dates. You fucking suck at them. You probably sucked at the 2 dates you went on. You probably didn't make a move. You probably, it's funny that we say they went nowhere. You didn't make it go anywhere. And you obviously can't force someone to do something, but you probably didn't say, can I hold your hand? You're so fucking hot. Yo, can I make out with you? Do you want to kiss me? Yo, no one's ever kissed me. Bro, you could go to clubs and bars right now. I've had virgin clients do this, or clients that happen to be virgins. I've had them do this. Go to a club, walk up to every single woman in the club and say, hey, I've never kissed a girl before. Can I kiss you? Bro, for fuck's sakes, especially if you go out at 11 p.m. on a Friday or a Saturday night when girls are drunk and they're with their friends, do you know how many of them will say yes to that? They get to be your first kiss. There are lots of them that will be like, oh my God, ha, I'm drunk. Like, let's do it. I'll be the best kisser that you've ever had because I'm the only kisser you've ever had. Dude, you'll get a fucking kiss within the first 10 minutes of trying this shit. I've had people in the audience who've done this and they go up to women and ask for weird random shit. We had one guy that went out with his wife, actually. They were a couple and she walked up to a bunch of guys and asked if she could like kiss them on the cheek or some shit. And then he walked up to a bunch of girls and said, can I like kiss your nose or something? Can I like lick your forehead? And he kept the stats. It was like 70% of them giggled and said, okay. And then he like kissed their forehead or some shit or licked their nose or something. It's something fucking weird. And so I'm telling you, like 50% or more of the women you walk up to in a club when they're drunk at 11 p.m. on a Friday or a Saturday night will say yes to you, bro. Like they will. So go do that. Boom, you've had a kiss. You're just not putting yourself out there right now, bro. And that's okay. You're scared. Fair enough. But bro, you could get a kiss in the next fucking 10 minutes. And I think part of you knows that. I'm a virgin. Bro, you could go to an escort in the next fucking 10 minutes and you could not be a virgin anymore. Or go outside and talk to 100 women a week and go on the dating apps. And it might take you some effort to get to that point. You might not be doing that right now. But you have a fucking unrealistic expectation or an unrealistic idea of what the numbers game is. Bro, it's going to take more than 2 dates, my brother. You're a guy who's a virgin and you've never kissed anyone. It's going to take more than 2 dates because you're going to be nervous. You're not going to make a move. You're probably going to be too scared to be like, yo, do you want to come back to my place? Yo, do you want to like smash each other's, buttholes? You're too scared to do that. It might take you more than 2 dates, bro. But could you imagine, bro, like, and this is the thing we do with the numbers game, hey, where we have the unrealistic expectation. Bro, could you imagine if I said this statement to you and how fucking irrational this would be if I was like, guys, I've done 2 videos on my YouTube channel, but I don't have 1 million subscribers yet. How come? You'd be like, are you fucking retarded, bro? Like, if we look at how many videos I've done, look, I have 58.8 thousand, or we have 58.8 thousand subscribers. I've done 817 videos, my boy. I've done like 500 articles on my website, on my Spotify channel. There's like fucking 800 episodes or 700 episodes. Like, I've sent a couple hundred emails to my email newsletter list. Bro, that's the fucking numbers game, brother. Imagine if I said I've done 2 YouTube videos and I'm not a million subscribers yet. How come I don't have my million subscriber play button from YouTube yet? How come I haven't earned $1 million yet? I've had 2 coaching clients. Why am I not a millionaire? I've had 2 coaching clients. Why do I not have an entire library, or why do I not have a great testimonial yet for my YouTube channel? It's like, what are you talking about, bro? It's going to take more than 2. Again, 800 videos to get to 60,000 subscribers, 700 or 500 or whatever it is, several hundred Spotify podcasts, 500 articles on my website. That's the numbers game, my brother. So go on fucking 50 dates, bro. You go on 50 dates, you'll have sex. I'm telling you right now, you go on 10 dates, you'll have sex, but dude, start putting yourself out there a little bit more. Now, let's give you some credit and share what you have done, because you've done a lot. You went on 2 dates. You're the one that's saying it was only 2 dates and they went nowhere and it was not good enough and something's missing. Bro, you went on 2 dates. That's amazing. You're a fucking warrior, dude. Let's just play the numbers game a bit more. Stop being a fucking victim and start being a fucking courageous lion, which I know you are, because look what you say. I have overcome so much shit that I'm proud of. Yeah, you fucking lion, you fucking warrior. I used to be unfit. Now when I'm one of the most fittest people I know. Yeah, bro, so take that same mindset. I used to be a virgin, or I hadn't had sex and I hadn't kissed anyone, and now I've had a threesome. Fucking tell that story, bro. Fuck, man. Like, you didn't give up with these other things. And you haven't given up with your sex life. You're asking for help from me, so that tells me you haven't given up. But bro, you didn't fucking give up here with being unfit. I weightlift, I do martial arts. Hell yeah. I have a rewarding career in an area I'm passionate about after retraining. Bro, what a fucking warrior. Do you know how many people live a career or work a career and live their whole life that they fucking hate, bro? I went through depression in my 20s and now I'm here as a badass warrior. I let go of black pill content, and you are like the target market for black pill content, my bro. You haven't had sex and you haven't kissed anyone. You are like the person that they don't mean to, but like, that gets pulled into the black pill content, dude. You overcame I love that you censored it. Fair enough. Like, YouTube sometimes like blocks comments. Overcame a mild porn and video game addiction. Dude, you're such a fucking badass, man. Holy shit. Dude, my social confidence has improved. Dude, what the fuck, man? I'm more comfortable in myself and I believe in my own self-worth. Hobbies, friends. I dress and present myself better. Dude, you're such a fucking catch. Like, Jesus Christ. Do you know how many women would fall in love with you? And you haven't given yourself the chance for them to meet you. You're doing women a disservice, my bro. You're doing people a disservice. The world deserves to get to know you. The world is a brighter place for having you in it. And there are a lot of women whose lives would be a little bit better for you being in it. But you haven't presented yourself to them. You haven't walked up and said, hi. You've been on 2 dates, which is amazing. That's amazing. Go on 20 dates, brother. Jesus, man, you are such a goddamn catch. Though I have Asperger's syndrome, I bet you're going to say some shit like, I don't let it be an excuse. Ready? You're going to say this. There you go. I fucking told you. I called it. I fucking called it. I've learned not to be a victim. Ready? I've used not to use it as an excuse to limit me. Fucking hell, bro. And this is what I want you to apply here. You're using this as a label. Many people, as you know, use Asperger's and autism. I'm on the fucking spectrum myself. They use ADHD. I have ADHD myself. They use that shit as a label, as a limit, as a, self-imposed limiting belief on themselves. You don't. When it comes to Asperger, I can never fucking say it, man. Asperger's. But yet being virgin or not having had sex and not having kissed anyone, you're using that as a label, brother. It feels like something is missing. Yeah, you just haven't said hello to enough women. That's it. Nothing's missing, dude. Just go say hi to women. You're a fucking catch, brother. You're a courageous lion, dude. You're such a fucking courageous lion. I just can't seem to overcome the barrier that I have with dating and relationships. No, you're just not willing to let go of that label of virgin kissless. Again, go to a club, walk up to 20 women. Hi, I've never kissed anyone before. I'm actually, a virgin. I've never kissed. Can I kiss you? Would you kiss me? Would you be my first kiss? Dude, fucking hell, man. You're going to go up to the first girl and she's going to say yes. Worst case scenario, you go up to 5 chicks and one of them's like, yeah, I'll kiss you. Why not? All their friends will giggle. Maybe they'll film it and you'll be like, and then she'll go, how was that? And you go, Wow. That actually really meant a lot to me. Thank you. And then some of the others might even go, "Can I kiss you?" And you're like, "What the fuck? Does this count as a threesome? Two chicks kissed me in front of each other. Does this count as a threesome?" Bro, you do that in the next fucking week. Like, if you're in my coaching program, straight up, and you're very welcome to join the program. Dude, if you're in the program, I'd be like, "All right, listen up, motherfucker. Your mission in the next 3 days, like whenever the weekend is, your mission this weekend, you need to kiss someone. You can call me on the phone if you want support. Like, I'll fucking stay on the phone with you while you do it. Call anyone else in the group on the phone and we'll be on the phone with you. You'll be like, guys, I'm so scared to ask a woman for a kiss." We're like, "Come on, you fucking warrior. You used to be fat and unfit. Now you're a fucking badass running, weightlifting, martial arts. You overcame depression, bitch. You think that this is scary? No, you're a fucking lion." And you'd be like, "Ah," and we'd hear you screaming. We'd hear the like doof, doof, doof music in the background, and we'd barely be able to hear you. You'd be screaming to the phone. And then you'd walk over to some girl, "Hey, listen, I'm a warrior. I'm a virgin. Can you kiss me? I want to have my first kiss." And she's like, "Okay." And then you kiss her and you're like, "Ah, I did it." Ah. Like, we would do that with you in the first 3 days. Again, if that's something you want, join the freaking coaching program, bro. But like, we would fucking make you do that. We can't force you, but like, fuck, bro, that would happen in like 3 days. 3 days from now, you could be kissing someone. And even without the coaching program, you could go and kiss a girl in a club, bro. Like, holy shit, dude. So, you say, "I just can't seem to overcome the barrier." No, you're holding on to the barrier. You can. Like, what I want you to eliminate, and this goes for all of you, do whatever you want, but this is my recommendation. Get rid of the word can't. You will almost never hear me say the word can't. And if I say it, I will correct myself. Don't say the word can't. Say, "I'm currently choosing not to." And you're allowed to keep choosing not to. Sometimes we hang on to stuff because we're like, "It's easier for me not to do this, so I'm going to choose to keep not doing it." Fine, great, great. At least now you're taking ownership of the thing. But remove the word can't from your vocabulary. It's not that you can't, it's that you're not willing to, or you're choosing not to, or you don't. So it's not about can't, it's that you won't. Or it's not about can't, it's that you don't. And keep doing that if you want to. It's serving a purpose. It's keeping you safe. It's saving you from having to go out into a club and walk up to women and feel like a fucking retard saying, "Hi, I'm a 31-year-old and I've never kissed anyone." You probably feel a bit stupid saying that. Probably feel very scared and afraid of rejection. That's why you're holding on to it. So there is no can't, bro. There's only "I'm choosing not to." But you are a warrior. You have already done incredibly courageous things, my bro. You could, in 5 minutes, go and get a kiss and go, "Wow." Any other limiting beliefs I want to bust through? You'd bust through the next one. Again, dude, I worked with enough clients that are virgins that just bust through so many limiting beliefs, bro. They're always so full of shit too when they come with their limiting beliefs. And I say it more gently than that. I'm being a little more blunt with you because you're a fucking warrior, dude. You've already been through depression. You've already done shit. Dude, you can, handle a little bit more bluntness. But this guy here was this Asian shy guy and hadn't had much sex. He ended up going to a fucking orgy, having 3 lays, dude. Like, absolutely didn't think that was possible. This guy was a virgin at 27, slept with 8 women in a year, including a stripper. Like, fucking hell, man. This guy was 29 years old, about to turn 30, had sex. This guy, pretty sure he did computer science and stuff like that. So big nerd, and, I'm a big nerd too. Had sex with 7 women in 12 weeks. Went on 34 dates too. He hit that. That's the numbers game, bro. That's what happens if you go on 34 dates. Even if you're a bit of a nerd, even if you're inexperienced, go on 34 dates. You might have sex with 7 fucking women, bro. This guy, nice guy. He was a nice guy when he came to us. He's still a nice person, but like, he had that like nice guy Asian, side of himself. Had a fucking threesome from 2 girls that he met at a party, bro. He approached 2 women together and they ended up all having a fucking threesome, dude. Ed, you guys all know Ed. Ed had extreme erectile dysfunction, was a virgin at 31. His penis literally never got hard, ended up losing it, went on to have a whole bunch of sex. He's had sex with, I don't know, 100 women, 200 women. We've all stopped sort of counting, done a hell of a lot. This guy here, 5'4", so definitely could have used that as an excuse. Lost his virginity, did 100 approaches in a week. That's playing the numbers game, brother. Like 100 approaches in a week. This inexperienced guy, I think he'd only had sex with 1 or 2 women, went to a fucking orgy so he could get better at sex, bro. This guy lost his virginity and had an orgy. This guy really didn't think that he was good enough. He thought that he was unlovable, unworthy. And he had a threesome, had sex with 7 women, lost a bunch of weight. This guy here, Renee, had only ever had sex with 2 women, and he ended up having a threesome in his second week of coaching. He had sex with 12 women in 12 weeks. One of them wrote him a love letter. He really didn't think he deserved any of that. Ravi here lost his virginity at 30 years old. This guy here, my boy Jeff, hadn't had sex in 9 years and did a bit of approaching. Not even a lot. I think he only approached like 20 or 30 women, and one of them ended up being his friends with benefits. He had sex for the first time in 9 years. This guy in a club really didn't expect this to happen. He walked up to a woman, and within 5 minutes they were hooking up, like outside or in the bathroom or something. Basically within 5 or 10 minutes of meeting each other, they were fucking each other's bits. You know what I mean? Like, none of these dudes are special. They're just dudes who put themselves out there, dude. So I promise you, if you actually play the numbers game and stop saying I can't, and actually go out there, which you've already done a lot to improve your life, but if you start working on that, then yeah, brother, like, beautiful things will happen. If all of these guys can do it, you definitely can. They had just as many doubts as you, maybe more. You're going to say it is at least partly my own fault. It's not your fault, dude. Like, it's not about blame or game or guilt or shame, but it's about responsibility. It's definitely your responsibility. You go on to say, as I always prioritized other things. Okay, so that's not your fault. It's that you were working on other things. You were just busy. And now we're moving the focus back to dating. I'm assuming that's what you want to work on. It seems to be. So you weren't bad. You didn't do a bad job. It's not that you fucked up or made a mistake or it's my fault. No, you were busy, bro. You were working on other goals. And now you're going to work on the dating life. That's it. There's nothing wrong with you. You were just prioritizing other things. You were busy. You're not fucked up. You were just busy. Bro, you were kicking ass. You were being a warrior. You're literally in the middle of a winning, overcoming depression, working on your business and working a career and a job that you like, working on your body and fitness and all of that, working on your happiness and your self-love. Bro, you were busy kicking ass being a fucking warrior, and you're making it out to be like there's something fucking wrong with you. What's wrong with me? Why am I a virgin? Because you were too busy being a fucking badass warrior. Imagine you walk up to women with that energy instead of being like, like you said here, I have some shameful secret. You walk up and you're like, oh my God, I'm a virgin. I'm a bad person. You're just like, yo, what up? I've worked through depression. I'm fit as fuck. I do MMA. I do weightlifting. I do all this shit. I have a career I love. I really like myself apart from the virginity, shameful secret thing that you have there. I like all these aspects of me. What's up? Would you like to kiss me? Dude, some of the chicks are going to be like, holy shit, yeah, I'll kiss you. But you call it a failure and a shortcoming. Bro, what are you talking about? Failure. You were too busy winning. You were literally busy winning. And this is a funny thing that we do. Hey, this is how it goes with a lot of my coaching clients, by the way. They come to me and they're like, I'm such a loser because I'm a 30-year-old virgin. And I'm like, well, tell me about yourself. And they're like, so I have a career that I love. I'm actually a millionaire and I have all these friends and I've worked on my mental health and my happiness and I've read a lot of books and yeah, I'm such a loser because I'm a virgin. I'm like, bro, what? So you just spent your entire 20s winning. Do you want to know what I did in my 20s? I was depressed. I went to prison when I was like 20. I had so many doubts. I was in 2 relationships that just did not turn out to be all that happy or fulfilling. That was my fucking 20s. I went massively into debt. Hey, that's my 20s. You were busy winning while I was busy. I wouldn't say losing. All of that was a learning experience, but I certainly wasn't kicking ass and taking names like you were. So yeah, it's funny that we say this. Hey, like, I'm a failure and I have this shortcoming and it's a shameful secret. I was so busy winning at other things. I've missed out on something. No, you haven't. You're too busy winning. Imagine how it would feel if you didn't have fitness, if you were overweight and unhappy and all of that with your body, if you worked a job that you hated. That would be a much less happy and fulfilled position than where you are right now, right? I'm sure you feel a lot of gratitude for where you are. So you were busy kicking ass and bringing yourself to that beautiful place of gratitude and abundance and joy. And then you're saying it like it's a bad thing, my brother. You're too busy winning. You were so busy winning in your 20s that you didn't have time for relationships or sex or dating. And now that you feel like you do have a bit of time for it, you're going to focus on it and start making it happen. Again, bro, fucking hell, dude. If you were one of my coaching clients, I would straight up be like, bro, you're a fucking lion. You're a fucking winner. All right, by the end of this week, you're going to have Kiss to Go. Doesn't matter what we need to do, make it happen. We are all here for you. We will help you with this. You got this, brother. We're right here. We're going to make this happen. 5 days later, you'd be like, guys, I kissed 3 girls in the club tonight. What the hell? I went 31 years without doing this. I thought I was a loser. I thought I was a dumb, stupid little virgin and there was something wrong with me. And you guys, I kissed 3 women. Yeah, of course you did, bro. Like, because you actually tried now. And not saying you weren't trying before. but you actually did the steps that are required. You walked up to a bunch of women and said, "Can I kiss you?" And some of them said yes. You can do that during the daytime, by the way. I had a friend that I went out with, years ago. He walked up to women on the fucking street during the daytime and said, "Yo, you're so pretty. Are you single?" And they'd go, "Yes." And then he'd go, "Can I kiss you?" And I'm sure you can imagine most of them would giggle and be like, "Oh, what?" And he would be like, "Can I kiss you?" And they'd be like, "No." But some of them would giggle and kind of look down at the floor, and he'd be like, "Yo, I need an answer. Can I kiss you?" And they'd just like get real shy, and he'd be like, "Yes or no? Tell me no. If it's no, just tell me no. I don't care if I can't kiss you. Just say no." And they'd be like, "Okay, just one kiss." And then he would fucking make out with them on the street, like a chick that he just fucking met 2 seconds ago. And then they would giggle, and he'd be like, "All right, well, like, what's your phone number? We should grab a drink or something." And they're just like giggling, and they're kind of cuddling up to him at that point because you just made out with her, And so, yes, the vast majority of them say no. I'm sure you could guess that. The vast majority of women that you walk up to on the street, "Are you single?" "Yes." "Can I kiss you?" "No," is the answer for most of them. Some of them will be like, "No, that's really weird. You can't say that. Why would you say that?" And he's like, "I'm just asking. If it's a no, that's cool. I hope you have a nice day." You're just asking. You're being polite. You're not forcing yourself on them. You're saying, "Can I kiss you?" After you've already said, "Are you single?" and you've introduced yourself to them. So, bro, you could do that. Go approach 30 women during the daytime and do what I just said. "Hey, you're really pretty. I wanted to come say, hey, are you single?" "Yes." "Shake hands. I'm, Andy," or whatever your name is. "What's your name?" "Oh, that's cool. You're so pretty. This is random, but like, can I kiss you? I really want to kiss you right now." Some of them will say like, "Yes." And you'll be fucking surprised. And then you're no longer a kissless virgin or whatever label you want to call yourself. But yeah, bro, if you're in my coaching program, fucking hell, man, we would clear this up for you. Not that it's a problem, but we would get that penis of yours wet in like fucking 2 weeks, man. Like, you have everything already. You're already this badass warrior, bro. You're just telling yourself that you're not. You say, "If I could be successful in this one remaining area, like getting a girlfriend or being comfortable with casual dating," you can, bro. Just go talk to lots of women. Go put yourself out there, bro. You're so fucking amazing, dude. You're so courageous. So many women would fall in love with you. You just haven't given yourself a chance to meet them. You talk a little bit about some stuff that you sort of did on and off again. Sounds like you did some decent effort. You got a couple of dates out of it, but your heart wasn't really in it. All the stuff you wrote here about dating apps and speed dating. I think your heart just wasn't in it, bro. And I can't know that. I'd need to talk to you properly, but that's just the little bit of impression that I get from this paragraph and some of the other paragraphs that I've sort of skipped here, is that you were just busy, bro. You're working on other shit, No need to beat yourself up for that, but you were just busy doing other shit. You even said, like, "Bro, I've only explicitly asked about 10 women in person that I was interested in." That's amazing. With only one responding positively. Yeah, because you only hit on 10 women, dude. And I say only. The fact that you hit on 10 is more than most people will ever do. So good job. Like, clap, 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 bro. That's fucking amazing. But yeah, you're looking at it negatively. Look at you. Look at this fucking language, bro. "I hit on 10 women, but only one of them responded positively. And then she was unfortunately unavailable. It's bad." It's like, bro, turn that into a positive. Holy shit, I walked up to 10 women that I didn't even know, and they didn't know me. And one of them responded positively. Bro, if you let go of your expectations, you could just see that for what it is, which is incredible. 10% of the women that you approach respond positively. So then you might think, wow, maybe if I approached 100 women, I would get 10 responding positively. Yeah, maybe, probably. Maybe if I approached 300 women, 30 of them would respond positively. Surely, out of that 30, some of them would be available. Surely, just playing the numbers game. That's what the numbers game is, bro. That's why I said go outside and talk to a couple of hundred women. Go on dating apps and message 300 women a day. You might have to work up to that. You might not be ready for that. But yeah, dude, that's how this works. Progress has been very slow. No, your effort has been very slow. And now, to be fair, that's because you were busy. You were busy being a fucking warrior, bro. You approached 10 women and you're like, progress is slow. No, bro, you approached 10 women. That's why progress is supposedly slow. It feels like very nerve-wracking work. Yeah, dude, stop trying to do it on your own. Come to my fucking coaching program. If you don't want to do that, find some wingman group in your city. Find a little pickup artist group or a bunch of groups, a bunch of people that are just going outside and talking to women. Find a friend to go with you. Stop trying to do it on your own, bro. Fuck, man. Like, let people help you. I know I need to approach more in person. You don't have to do anything. Now, the question is, do you want to? If you do, then start doing that. If you don't, then don't. I have approach anxiety when I do. Yeah, so does everybody else. Again, you're not special. The answer here is to go talk to more women that will go away, get some support, either my coaching or someone else, and then you'll be able to actually do it. I struggle to go out on the weekends socially. Stop trying to do that on your own. That's very hard. Go out with friends. I can just about tolerate the night's scene after enough drinks. Yeah, stop trying to do that on your own. Go out with friends. It's not my natural environment. Yeah, your natural environment is complacency when it comes to dating, so you might have to push yourself out of that a little bit. You don't have to, but you might want to. I have a hard time forcing myself to go there as well. Then don't force yourself. Get some friends to go with you so it's fun. Stop trying to do everything on your own, bro. That would be my main takeaway here, dude. Again, either come to the fucking coaching group or get some friends. You say, I've been trying to go out socially in some form every single Saturday evening. There you fucking go, my bro. So do that, but also do it Friday and also do it Thursday and do it Sunday during the daytime. There you go. Make it more of a priority and you will get more results. Again, if I can really sum up everything you're writing here, it's what a lot of people end up, expressing. It's that you have already done a lot and that's been amazing. You just haven't given yourself credit for that. You're already a warrior. You're already kicking ass. You just are not even remotely playing the numbers game. You're doing like the first couple of baby steps, which is amazing. I talk about baby steps all the time, but I also talk about letting go of expectations. You right now have expectations that you should just somehow lose your virginity and make a lot of progress. You said progress has been very slow. You have an expectation or an entitlement to fast progress when you're not putting in a lot of numbers. That's not how that works. So either keep doing baby steps, which is what I talk about, but I do talk about building up the baby steps over time. So you're doing more and more. You're probably already doing that. You're probably already on that pathway. But do baby steps, but lower the fucking expectations. Yeah, if you talk to one woman a day, you're probably not going to have sex in the first couple of months. Yeah, but you do the baby steps so you can build up to more. Or do the opposite and say, all right, I'm going to go for gold. I'm going to talk to 100 women a week or 30 women a week, 20 women a week, whatever you want to do. And then the progress will be a bit faster. Bro, if you want more results, put in more effort, put in more time, put in more numbers, talk to more people. The rest of what you write is just part of how this goes. I'm sometimes taken off guard when a woman is into me and I don't know how to respond to it. Yeah, give yourself permission to suck, play the numbers game. You'll get better at this. You just haven't been talking to enough women. How could you be decent at conversation when you've barely done it? So go do it more. I often play it too safe. Yeah, like everybody else, my friend. I'm often friendly rather than flirtatious. Yep, that's okay. That's most people. I play not to lose. Yep, that's okay. That's most people. I'm not explicit or honest about my intentions. Yep, that's most people. That would probably get me a straightforward yes or no faster. Yes, it would, but you're like most people. You're scared. I don't doubt my own self-worth. Sure, you kind of do. I often worry that so much more is expected of me. Not really. Just do triple what you're currently doing. There you go. Do triple what you're currently doing. And that will be a good starting point. And then just be more patient. Like it might take you a little bit longer. Or change what you're doing and actually put in less effort. Walk up to chicks in a bar or a club, like I said, and just say, hey, I've never kissed anyone. Like, if you got to have 3 drinks to do this, then fucking do that, bro. Go have 3 and 5 drinks. Make sure you're not so fucking drunk that you can't even talk. Walk up to some women when you're drunk and be like, hey, I don't normally do this, but I actually have never kissed anyone. Would you like to be my first kiss? Go ask 5 women. One of them will say yes. Boom, done. Now do the same thing with dating. Walk up to women. Hey, I've never had sex. You're really attractive. Would you like to be my first time? Would you like to get to know each other and be my first time? Ask 50 women that. One of them will say yes. Boom. There you go. Done. Sex. I do also sometimes worry about coming across as too old or creepy. I've done 100 videos on that. So search my channel for the word creepy, search my channel for the word old, and you can watch those videos. I'm aware this has ended up being quite the essay. Really good job opening up, my man. You've done a really good job. If there's any advice, yeah, I gave it to you. Any encouragement, dude, you're a fucking warrior. You're an absolute badass motherfucker. Thank you, all the best. What I highly recommend you do, and it's your money, I can't tell you how to spend it, but you have my utmost recommendation to join the coaching program, bro. Like, you are literally the client. You're the first person that I've really spammed the coaching client on in this video, the coaching call in this video. I really recommend you, of all people, join the coaching program, bro. Like, we would have you having sex within the first 2 to 4 weeks at the most. That's me being conservative. We would definitely get you kissing a woman within the first 3 to 5 days if you did what we said. And even if you're scared, we will be on a phone call with you. We'll do whatever it takes. Dude, just join the fucking coaching program, my man. Like, again, at the end of the day, I can't make you, but, dude, we have payment plans. We can do whatever we need to do to make it work. You said you're working a career that you like. I assume that means you have some access to some money. dude, we would get this sorted for you in like a couple of weeks, bro. Like, yeah, you're one of those people where it's like, I can only give you so much in a video or a YouTube comment. I don't know why you don't just join the program. Like, we'll fix this for you. You can be one of the testimonials, one of these beautiful people, bro. This could be you. You don't have to come on the channel if you want to be anonymous, but like this story could be you, of like one of these people who was a virgin. You could be the 31-year-old virgin, kissless virgin. Not that I would label you like that, but you could be the 31-year-old guy who hadn't kissed anyone and hadn't had sex. And now he kissed a girl within his first 3 days of trying, of being in the program. And then he kissed 4 girls in a club one night and they all giggled. And then he went home and had sex with one of them. And wow, holy shit, I can't believe I did it. That could be you, bro. So yeah, I can't recommend the coaching any more emphatically than that. You're very welcome to jump on a free call with me and we can talk through it. I promise I won't push you. I know it might seem like I was a little bit pushy there, maybe, but I promise I won't push you if we get on a call. And if you say, I don't want to do it, I'd be like, cool, bro. Like, I tried. I gave you a little push. I, did what I could. But yeah, you're definitely the person, bro, where we would get you your results within the first couple of weeks. Like, I'm not even fronting. I'm not even lying, bro. We've worked with so many clients that are in your position. You are literally our favorite type of client because you already have done the self-improvement. You've already done the weightlifting. You're in the best shape of your life physically. You're probably ridiculously fucking attractive. You have your life together to some extent. You went through addictions and you've overcome them. You have social confidence, you're going out with friends, you somewhat believe in your own self-worth. You're literally just like primed and ready. Again, you are the catch, my brother. With everything you wrote here and the courage and openness you've shown in sharing this whole fucking post with me and us, dude, you are the person who's like a couple of weeks away from having sex. I know you don't feel like that, but you are literally the person who's right around the corner. If we could just get you to say hello to enough women, some of them will be like, of course I'm going to have sex with you. You're a catch. Dude, holy shit. Like, you're only a couple of weeks away from that. All right, this next one, I think we just blitz through this, or this video will go on forever and ever and ever. So this guy basically said the thing a lot of you sort of feel, which is like where you're special and, other people can do it, but I can't, blah, blah, blah. And so I wrote him a really long reply, which was me essentially already coaching him. So you can go in there and read that if you want to on the original video. But I basically said, hey, just so you know, your ego might not like what I'm about to say. Not that he's egotistical, but the ego part of our brain. So I basically said like humility is what he's missing. Like he thinks that he's special. And a lot of us feel like that. I've often felt like that too. You think you're extra special. And I basically said like, you're the common denominator because he's been to therapy. He's had coaches, he's had friends, and they've all tried to help. And he just keeps saying that nothing will work and they can't help him. And even in his original message to me, he said the words, if you had any advice, Andy, sure, but I honestly doubt it. So what are you going to do? No therapist, friend, or coach seems to know the answer. He's basically already decided that nothing I say will work. And so, I kind of just said, how could anything that I possibly say help you if you've already decided in your mind that nothing works, no one can help you, and nothing that I or anyone else will make a difference? So I gave him a couple of links to a couple of videos about hopelessness and humility and letting go of that voice inside us that says we're special. And he actually took it really well. Like, dude took it like a fucking champ. I wasn't sure. I'm not always sure how people take when I say something like, dude, you could work on a bit of humility that would benefit you. Like sometimes that can be taken very, combatively, as I'm sure you can imagine. People get very defensive, even if I say it in a gentle way or a loving way. We don't like to be told, or our ego, our brain doesn't like to be told that we're not humble. And so funnily enough, we double down with our own story and we're even less humble. We're like, fuck you, I am humble. I once did an email, like someone sent me this email talking about their struggles, and I recorded him a really long voice message, like a 1-hour voice message, giving him a whole bunch of advice and love and support. Like I really put a lot of effort in, for free too, by the way, just some random email. And then he just replied back and said, I don't have an ego. You're wrong. I don't have an ego at all. Good day. And it's like, it is only the ego part of us that would say, I don't have an ego. Like like I'll sit here and tell you right now, me, Andy, I have an ego. Of course I do. It's the way the brain works. I'm working on letting it go. So we all have an ego. We all have that little defensive, angry little part of us that's like, no, don't tell me what to do. Nobody can help me. I'm extra fucked up. So yeah, this guy took it like a fucking champ and even said like, bro, you know what's funny is that like some of my friends, like that's a common thing that my friends have also told me that I, could benefit from a bit of humility. So this guy, absolute fucking champ, man. And he basically said, like, I still feel like I'm not good enough. And so I kind of just said, like, bro, let's be pretty clear about me and Andy and my flaws. Like, I'm not perfect. Because he basically said, I feel like I have to be literally perfect and flawless. Otherwise, women will friend zone me, they'll dump me, etc. And the previous guy that I just answered questions for, he felt a little bit like that at the end too. He's like, I worry that like online dating and stuff is overly competitive, that I have to be perfect and flawless. A lot of you probably feel like that too. And I said, come on, guys, like, I'm pretty fucking imperfect. And I make that clear. I talk on my channel. I went to prison when I was 19. I am literally a criminal. I was depressed and suicidal for 8 years. Many times I held a knife to my wrist and I prayed for the courage to actually do it, but I didn't even believe that I deserved to end my suffering. Yeah, I didn't. I hated myself so much that I thought I didn't, or I didn't think I deserved to even die. I'm chubby right now, and I've done that in a video I showed. In this video, I literally show my chubby, cute little belly. It's called I Am Chubby, and you can just watch that on my channel. I'm always full of doubt and insecurity, maybe more than most people. I've done so much content on that. Search on my channel for insecure or doubt or fear. I have ADHD. I did a video on that about how I have ADHD, but I don't use it to limit myself. I almost never think of it unless I'm actually thinking of it like in this purpose where I'm trying to tell you some things about me that might not be absolutely perfect. I've just learned a bunch of strategies of how to use ADHD for good. And my ADHD has become a blessing. I'm fucking grateful for it. It's what's taught me to meditate. It's taught me to focus. It's taught me to focus on peace and love and abundance and joy. Because, yeah, by default, my brain wasn't very peaceful. It was fucking noisy, man. Easily distracted, easily stressed, very highly, easily addicted to stuff. So I worked with that beautiful brain that I was given. I took care of that brain instead of going to war with it, hating it, feeling resentment. Same with autism. Like, fucking hell, man, autism can be a superpower. I cheated on my first girlfriends many times. Yeah, far from perfect, right? I lied a lot to a lot of people over multiple decades before finally starting to learn a bit more honesty and humility. Yeah, that took me a long time to learn. I used to have extreme nice guy tendencies. I'd let everyone walk all over me out of fear of confrontation. You have no idea how easily walked all over I was. I did everything that people told me to do. I just was not a happy boy. I let people walk all over me and use me and all of that. I used myself, I would say, or I let myself be used. I have an incredibly easily addicted personality, as evidenced by multiple videos I've done about porn addiction, alcoholism, video game addiction, etc. I have a big ego at times, yeah. I could go on. So does any of that scream literally perfect and flawless to you? And he was pretty self-aware. He's like, no, it doesn't. But my inner ego is saying, but he's tall, so it's okay. And being a criminal could be a good thing. And women like bad boys. Yeah, so he's already smart enough to start realizing that this stuff on this list here that I put, I went to prison, that could be a good thing. I could open up to about that, and people could respect my vulnerability and my honesty in admitting something like that. The fact I was depressed and suicidal for 8 years could be a good thing because it can teach me the value of happiness and positivity and love. It can help me coach other people through depression, and I've been privileged and lucky enough to coach a few people through suicide. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a great gift that I get to offer them. Isn't that nice? That's a good thing. Me being chubby right now, yeah, that might inspire all of you to learn to love yourself if you're a little bit chubby. So it could be a good thing I'm chubby. I'm full of doubt and insecurity. That's great. I can relate to people when they're full of doubt and insecurity. So each one of these things, we can go through and come up with reasons why it could be a good thing rather than automatically a bad thing. And so the thing that this guy, Matthias, could recognize and start working on in himself is, fuck, man, maybe the things that he thinks are not good enough in him could turn out to be a goddamn blessing. They could turn out to be a good thing. Same with all of you. You might be a virgin. Why don't you try thinking of 3 reasons why that could potentially be a good thing rather than just automatically saying it's a bad thing? We're so quick to label things as good or bad. Why don't we get in there and check and tell a different story? In my Play to Win video course, I have a couple of chapters that are very relevant to this. This one here, everything that happens to me is good. I talk about how there's always a silver lining with everything. We're so tempted to say, I'm short, so that's a bad thing. I'm not white, that's a bad thing. I'm not tall, that's a bad thing. I'm old, that's a bad thing. But it's like, what if you go hunting for a reason why that could be an inspiration to someone else or a good thing? This chapter here, everything is a story and you're in control of the stories you tell. The concept of this chapter, pretty similar to the other one, is you could say it's a bad thing that you're short. That's just one story. Or we could say it's a good thing, because imagine what will happen when you meet a woman that doesn't give a fuck about your height and loves you for who you are. Now you'll know she actually wants to be with you, and she's not just with you for your height or because you're tall or handsome. And so you'll be able to have more faith and trust in her for being with you. That could be a good thing. Maybe you can inspire some other short kings out there. I love that phrase, by the way. It's my favorite meme, short kings. There's even a book on this. Short Kings Need Love Too. It's on Amazon. I don't know if it's a good book. I got no fucking idea, but it's called Short Kings Need Love Too. There you go. Shout out to all my short kings out there. But you could tell a story that it's great that you're short, because when you do meet a woman, or when you do have that beautiful life of abundance and joy, when you're grateful for what you have, you probably inspire a lot of other short kings out there. You know, short kings need love too. And you'll be the one that inspires them. You probably do a better job of inspiring them than I can. Because yeah, I'm 6'1", and I can do all these videos with interviews with my short kings and, you know, my coaching. I'm just going to keep saying short kings or videos. So my coaching clients who are plenty short, and God knows I've done a lot of interviews with them. You know, this guy here is probably the best one, 5'4" and a virgin. That short king met some women. Ed here, my boy, is 5'6". You know, plenty of other short kings on my channel. And so, yeah, I can inspire you somewhat by sharing their stories. But what if you are a short king and you go out there and meet some short princesses, or some pocket princesses as they're called, and you guys build something beautiful together, and then you get to inspire the short kings and people actually fucking listen to you? If you want the ultimate inspiration of a short king, this champion here, his name is Nick Vujicic. So the video is no arms, no legs, no excuses. And you can kind of see in that thumbnail, I'll show you some better pictures here on Google Images. This short king, no arms, no legs. Look at this fucking legend. He's an Aussie too. Absolute fucking champion. And he doesn't let that hold him back. He's probably like, what, 3 foot? He has no legs, no arms, right? Literally born without limbs. But look at his family. Her name is Kanye. She's an absolutely beautiful human being. Very pretty as well. Isn't that a nice bonus? And they got 4 beautiful kids together. They're just such a sweetheart couple too. I have one of his books. This book here, Love Without Limits, with him and his wife. They both wrote this together. There's a couple of really nice pictures in this book too, and I love to show this off. I've shown this off on camera a whole bunch of times. This is one of my favorite fucking pictures. They're just like a little cute couple, right? Like, you know, no arms, no legs. Dude is short. He doesn't give a fuck. And he did give a fuck when he was younger. He tried to kill himself when he was 8 years old. So that is probably my favorite inspiration for there are no excuses. You can be short. You know, you can be a little short king like this guy. You can watch the video on my channel. Just search for no arms, no legs, or short. But yeah, absolute king. So whatever it is that you feel like is your flaw, turn that into your strength. So as I was saying in my Play to Win video course, everything is a story, and you're in control of the stories you tell. You can say that it's a bad thing you're short or old or whatever, or you could say it's fucking good. Then the final chapter that's relevant is every problem has a solution. If you are shorter and you have a smaller or shorter dating pool, like a smaller dating pool, great. Just go talk to women that are shorter than you, or play the numbers game harder, or try harder, or improve yourself, or stop objectifying yourself into just your height and come up with a bunch of other things that you have to offer, reasons why someone would want to date you. So find solutions rather than obsessing about the problem. And you don't even have to see it as a problem. You're short, cool. You're old, cool. Go talk to people and find the ones that don't give a fuck. But yeah, good job to this guy. Good job to you, Matthias, for taking things pretty well, bro. You were pretty humble enough to listen, dude. That was pretty inspiring. I was really surprised by your very amazing, open-minded, humble answer, dude. It was really cool. This guy here, Poe Train, you know, I said, what are your biggest struggles? He just said money. We can have a decent lesson here in the amount of effort that you put in is the amount of effort that people are going to put into helping you. And I even sort of gave him a little bit of a chance, and I wrote this message 9 days ago. He obviously hasn't replied, so he's probably never going to, but I said, hey dude, like, feel free to write more than this. Tell me specifically what your goals are, what in particular you're struggling with when it comes to money, what action you've taken. The more you write, the more I can help you. If you guys and girls just want help with something, or you're struggling with something, if someone gives you the opportunity, you don't have to take it. But if someone says to you, hey, I'll fucking help you. Like, look how much effort I've put into coaching everybody here. I did a video yesterday or a couple of days ago, the guy with the porn use stuff. That video was an hour and a half long just for that one dude, right? For free. I took time out of my life to do that because I want to. And dude, this could have been you, Mr. Poe Train. I could have given you an hour and a half of coaching, but instead, because you only wrote one word, what I'm going to say is go make money then. Like, what am I supposed to say to money? Money is my struggle. Cool. Go make more money. Just work on it. Just make improvements every day and work on making a bit more money and give yourself permission to suck and take some baby steps and get some accountability if that'll help. Great. So, yeah, it's sort of just a general lesson. And he probably didn't want any help. That's why he just wrote the word money. But if you half ass asking for help, if you don't take yourself seriously, other people can't. That applies in dating. If you half ass your messages and you half ass your approaches and you don't even try, and it seems like you don't give a fuck, like writing money. And by the way, I'm not trying to pick on him. I'm trying to make a general bigger point here. But if all you write is money, that tells me you're not that fucking serious about improving. Because you'd write something if you were serious. You'd, do what the other people do. You'd tell me what you're working on, what your goals are, what you're struggling with, what you'd like from me, how I can help. You wouldn't just write, money, okay, bye, I'm going to go watch the next video. So again, nothing against this guy. None of you are obligated to fucking open up to me or anything. I certainly don't feel entitled to it. But the more we are able to open up, which is what I tried to do with my reply here, saying, open up if you want to, dude. The more we're able to ask for help and the better we can get at asking for help, the better people can give us that help. Like, how can I possibly help someone who said, my struggle is money? Like, how do I even know where to begin? If I say, what are your struggles? And you're like, dating. Okay. Like, I can give you general dating advice, like go talk to lots of people and improve yourself. That's about all I can say. So the more we're able to help people help us, the more they can do that. It's like that saying, help me help you. So you're not obligated to do that. Again, nothing against this guy. If anything, I'm grateful that all he wrote was money, because now we all get to learn from that. And we all get to go, okay, if I want help, Andy or anyone else, the rest of the world, the rest of the universe can help me more the more effort I put in. So the more effort you put in, the more effort people will put in return. That is basically why we say put some effort into your self-improvement. If you want to go outside and meet women or meet men or meet fucking whatever else there is out there these days, if you want to meet people, put in some fucking effort. If you don't take yourself seriously, how can you expect anyone else to? I say the same thing with love, right? How many of us are expecting love or just wanting love? We want someone to love us, and it's like, do you love yourself? Well, no, I'm trying to get someone else to do it. It's like, hypocrite. Why should someone else love you if you don't love yourself? Be the thing that you want from other people. Be the change that you want to see in the world. You want people to love you. You fucking go first and learn to love yourself. There's a book on this. One of my favorite books of all time by Byron Katie, one of my favorite people. I Need Your Love. Is That True? How to stop seeking love, approval, and appreciation and start finding them instead. In other words, how to stop expecting other people to love you if you're not willing to do it first. This book is literally how do I love myself? And then someone else is going to come in and love me too because I love me. And then I'm going to have more love to share with them. So it's about giving yourself that thing that you're wanting from other people. But yeah, good job opening up anyway. I mean, he opened up about his fears and his suffering. He just didn't write enough that I could really do much with it, but he's served a really beautiful lesson for the rest of us. The more that we can help ourselves, the more other people can come in there and help us too. And it can be difficult to ask for help at the start, to extend a bit of an olive branch to this guy. I mean, the honest truth, I can't know the honest truth, but I would guess he probably just doesn't give a fuck. Fine. You half-assed an answer because you were only really half serious about replying. Fair enough. But sometimes it can be scary to open up a little bit and be vulnerable and share what we're struggling with and ask for help. That can be scary. It's often been scary for me too. So I get it. And we will finish with lucky last for today by The Dream Strider, who's someone that's commented on the channel from time to time, been here for a while. Right now, finding the drive to reinvent myself professionally is, his or her biggest struggle. I break down a desired skill or knowledge into tiny steps that I can take or learn daily. Amazing. But after a week or two of getting into a groove, something life throws my way, pushes me out of it, and the lack of kind of feedback of results. Fuck, I misread that sentence, did I? The lack of any kind of feedback or result from my efforts thus far indefinitely delays my getting back into the groove. That tells me right away you don't have any accountability. You're very welcome to be in the coaching program or go find some people to help you. If you had actual accountability, they would get you back on track within the first fucking day or two. Like, you're trying to do it yourself. That's clearly a big part of it there, my brother. Like, we do this a lot. We try and work on goals, and we're relying solely on motivation and willpower and discipline and force and making ourselves do shit. And, like you said, we get into a groove for a week or two and then we fall off. Something that happens in life, which life will always happen, brother. You can count on that. The only thing that you can truly count on is that you can't count on anything. In other words, the one thing that's reliable is change. Life will always give you some change. And then, you find it hard to get back into the groove. Yeah, you got to get some people to help you, brother. I'll make it a million times easier. I don't do anything on my own, to be clear. I have like as many accountability partners as I can possibly find, and coaches and mentors and shit like that. So that makes it easier. Then it sits there, a shame-inducing incomplete skill. Yeah, and if you had accountability, they would help move you out of shame too. They'd be like, it's okay, bro. You're doing a great job. Like, don't worry about the shame. You're great. Like, they would help. Like, shame is something that can only exist in the dark. When you're by yourself, yeah, it's easy to feel shame. But when you're surrounded by a loving group energy, and I would find people that are full of love and excitement and joy, and they're like, you can do this, and they believe in you. Don't just find another group full of shame-filled people. There are plenty of those. Don't find a group full of anger and pride and ego and all of that. There are tons of those. Like, find someone that's at a higher level than you, that can pull you up to that joy and that happiness and self-belief. I feel too unfocused, or I try to retread, and too discouraged to continue building. Yeah, you're trying to do it on your own. Maybe it's prideful arrogance, thinking that I shouldn't retread it. Yeah, that is prideful arrogance, and that's okay. You're quite self-aware about that. That's really cool. Maybe a failure to give myself permission to suck. Yeah, that's arrogance or lack of humility. You're pretty self-aware. That's kind of cool. That's really helpful. To continue pushing despite no feedback or result for the effort given. There is feedback and result. You're just not humble enough to look for it and notice it and appreciate it. And, that's something that a group would help you with. If you were in some sort of coaching group or an accountability group, a group full of excitement and love and joy and all of that, you would take tiny little baby steps, and they would be like, great, you did a good job. Like, this is literally what we do in my coaching program. Like, yeah, I can't tell you how many times. There's been a couple times this week when one of the guys in particular, he's made a couple of posts now where he goes, I didn't do anything today. I didn't make any progress. I feel, full of doubt and stuff. And I'm like, lies. Tell me what you did today. Write 3 things that you did to move forward towards your goals. And he's like, okay. And then he'll come up with 3 things. And then I'll be like, see, now come up with more. And then he'll write 10 things, and he'll go, holy shit. I thought I made no progress today. I thought there was no result for the effort given. I thought there was, like you said, no feedback. But if I actually went hunting for it, holy shit, I did a lot today. Why did I think I did nothing? Because you hadn't practiced giving yourself credit. And so that's something a group can help you with. Again, I'm very happy for that to be my coaching program or some other coaching program or an accountability group. But yeah, you're just trying to do everything yourself, man. Like, it's too hard. Don't do that. Don't be the lone wolf. Stop being the lone fucking wolf. It sucks because without finding a way to get over that slump, yeah, because you're trying to do it together. Stop. Let people help you. It feels like I'm missing the best window. I'm young, no family yet, to pick up a skill beyond my daily work that will make a notable difference in what I do and what I earn. You're trying to do it yourself. But that said, back in 2020, I used to struggle with starting it all. And that felt like a slump I couldn't get over. So it's just a matter of finding and doing the right thing to get through. I mean, like, yeah, but you would do that 10,000 times quicker with other people. Let people help you, bro. I literally did a video on this. This video here you can see on the screen. Just search for the word wolf or lone wolf or struggling. It was called Struggling, How to Ask for Help. And I talk about the myth of the lone wolf that lots of us have. We're like, I want to be a lone wolf and, I can do it all by myself. No, you can't. Like, that's not how this works. You might be able to do it on your own, but you probably muck around and struggle for months or years before you finally get it. It's far easier to let people help you, so you don't have to play on hard mode. Like I said, I'm very happy for you to be in the coaching program or go join some other coaching program or get some free accountability partners or a forum or something. But yeah, you're literally relying on your own willpower and motivation, and you're going off track or falling off, and life happens, and then you feel disheartened and you go away from it. Yeah, because you're trying to fucking rely on yourself. Dude, nothing I do is without accountability. I do videos on this channel where I say, hey guys, I'm going to go off alcohol or caffeine or porn. I say it on here to keep myself accountable. Then I tell all of my friends, I tell all of my family, I tell my coaches. I don't do anything by myself. I literally sent a message to Cam yesterday asking him for accountability on something. He's like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll keep you accountable. People in my coaching group ask for accountability all the time. Don't do anything on your own. It's too fucking hard. But yeah, good job to get to this point. You'll just make it 10,000 times easier on yourself to let people help you. And so to be very clear, being a lone wolf can get you some success, but you'll only get so far. You're just limiting yourself. You'll get there 10 times quicker if you let people help you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is all the comments on that video. Holy shit. I can't believe we answered all of them. There was a lot of you. I'm just scrolling through to make sure I answered everyone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fucking did. Good effort, everybody. We did it. Holy crap. We banged out like 10 or so, not 10, like 8 in this fucking video. I'm proud of us. We did a good job. Good job, people. Good job opening up. Good job to all of us for being there for each other. A bunch of you in the comments were there for each other. You wrote really nice comments to each other. That's amazing. You're all courageous warriors. I'm going to take a break from reading YouTube comments for a little while. I want to take a little bit of a break from that so I can kind of distance myself from maybe some of the negativity that I've had from time to time. I want to just relax a little bit and focus a little bit more on my coaching clients and a little bit less on the YouTube comments. I am still going to keep doing content. I'll probably still do a video a day. I also have a Spotify podcast just called Andy Wells, and I have my killyourinnerloser.com website. So I'm going to keep doing content. I'm still going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to respond to and read, less or maybe none of the comments for a little while, maybe for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. We'll see. I am probably still going to talk to all of you if we do some live streams. When I do those free coaching live streams where you all come along, you ask questions, we answer them, give you a bit of love, give you a bit of advice. I will still do with those. I plan on doing one with Imi, my girlfriend, in the next week or two. I'll make an announcement and talk about that, and you can all come. I'm tired. I'm going to get food. Holy shit. I can't believe this was 2 hours long. God bless all of you. See you. Goodbye. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye-bye. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best of yourself? These guys didn't wait. They joined my coaching program and gave themselves the life that they've been dreaming of. Taylor had a threesome, tons of sex, learned to be honest with his intimate partners, and fully embraced a more peaceful, happy, and loving mindset. Laz more than doubled his income from $25K to $45K a month, as well as having more sex than he could handle, all while fully embracing honesty and authenticity. Corky learned to love himself instead of always beating himself up. Oh, and he had a threesome, sex with 7 women, and started his own business. Want to do what they've done? Join our coaching program, and I and the other coaches will pour our heart and soul into giving you the life that you've dreamed of. No more waiting. Now is the right time. Link in the description below.